Welcome. This is We the People. It is the program where we bring you discussions centering on issues around and about the people. Whatever it is that is happening around and about the people, we would bring you discussions on those matters here on the program we call We the People. The channel is Nwafo Life. My name is Marshall Anthony Onoye. Welcome. On the show today, we would be bringing you some discussion centering on some trending issues. First is the announcement by High Court not refusing, or rather refusing to give an order to INEC to continue the voter registration. Remember, INEC was sued some time ago by certain parties because they were seeking that a court grants INEC an order or a directive to continue the voter registration because they didn't want to be disenfranchised in the coming general elections. And then also would bring you discussion centering on the rift between the current governor of Anambra State, Prof Charles Soludo, and the presidential aspirant of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. There seemed to be a rift and people seem to be reacting to that rift. My guest today is a social commentator, public policy analyst, and an advocate for social construct and justice, David Bilele. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you.
Thank you, sir.
Federal High Court in Abuja, Tuesday, 22nd of November, refused to direct the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to resume the Continuous Voters Registration, CVR. Justice Nyang Ekwo, in a judgment, held that going by the date of the verdict, INEC would have had just a few days away from 90 days before the general elections. Justice Ekwo, however, declared that INEC is expected, pursuant to the provisions of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, to continue voters' registration update and revision of voters' registration until 90 days before the general election, billed to take place on February 25th and March 11th. According to Justice Ekwo, this court, he says, is unable to grant relief number 3 of the plaintiff because, going by the date of the judgment, from the date of this judgment, the defendant will have just a few days away from 90 days. The News and Current Affairs desk of Nwafo Live reports that 4 plaintiffs, Anajat Salmat, Mr. Ernest Stanley, Charles Okafor, and Mr. Samuel Oluwakemi, had sued INEC for discontinuing the voter registration exercise on July 31st. That news broke yesterday on Tuesday, 22nd. And when you saw that news, that the High Court couldn't grant the suit or the plea of those who were suing INEC, what came to your mind?
First and foremost, let me appreciate the fact that I want to speak to Nigerians concerning 2023 elections, regarding the fact that the decision of the courts, the verdict of the courts, was clear enough, stating that if voter registration has to be continued, so many Nigerians will be disenfranchised based on the time frame.
If it had to be continued?
Yes, based on the time frame that within the purview of the law, it is not realistic for INEC to commence voter registration and also election to take place next year, February. So I think it's a call that is pleasing to me. It's a call that deserves that worth it. As a matter of fact, voter registration has been on for quite a number of months and all that. So this won't be the first of its kind, or this judgment for INEC to commence registration will increase the number of voters that we have, or to conduct the election in 2023. I think it's a right call for the right time. Thank you very much.
Well, that's according to the provision of the Constitution, but some persons have argued that in other climes you'd still have voter registration even even as elections and campaigning and electioneering activities are ongoing, you would have voter registration going on. And in other climes, it is a continuous process.
In other climes, this is Nigeria, this is not other climes, because our way of doing things, they are different compared to civilized democratic.
So are you trying to say that we're not civilized,
yeah,
David?
Because we are still in the process of getting to the big point whereby
I do not think it's about civilization or
no. You talked about in other climes. That means you're talking about other advanced countries where democracy is practiced, whereby electoral process and that has a way of solving all these problems and all that. So I think we are still growing as a nation, and it will cause a lot of damage or effect on the next election if voter registration has to commence. Like I said before, it's a deserving verdict from the INEC.
Let's talk about the verifications and the ratifications and verifications that INEC is expected to also carry out. Recently, INEC published the voter data, or the data of those that have been captured. And people came up to say, look, we can see underage people that were registered, individuals that were obviously underage by their pictures, that were displayed. And they called for a cancellation of, some people called for a cancellation of that exercise and a ratification of some sort. What did you make of it?
This issue of underage voters list found in INEC server has causing a lot of reactions by Nigerians, and also people have been calling that those names should be deleted. And for the matter of fact, the commissioner of INEC in person of Festus Okoli has come out to say in public domain that over 2 million ineligible voters.
Ineligible voters?
Yes, were found like all those underage, 12 years, 1989, having children pictures and captured on INEC database. What we should be talking about as a nation, we should be able to ask INEC, how does these people name or photographs appear? Because we understand the fact that if you want to register for PVC, you have to stand as a citizen to stand when you are not up to the age required as stipulated. So the question we should be asking is, how does these people really appear? How do they register and get their name on the INEC list? This should be a major concern. Whoever that is found culpable or guilty of this should be fired, because this is a sensitive matter that will decide the fate of this country, that will decide who is going to pilot the affairs of this country. They cannot be taken for granted any longer in this country. Things must be done right the way they should be done. And I think this should be a major concern, not concern of opening portals for people to make register any longer. To me, that is a mistake on that.
Now let's talk about those who actually said, look, we would love to be a part of the system, but we weren't able to be captured during the voter registration. What then becomes of them?
I'm of the opinion that the decision of everyone decision counts. No, it is enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the freedom of opinion and expressions. And it is on that note, people are agitating, calling that they want to be involved in decision-making processes. One of the things to be involved is to be able to vote and be voted for. And I think INEC on its own, in its own directive, has given a platform, has given a time frame to open for people to register. And it is on that premises this whole thing has closed. Do you get? So I think those people that will not be able to register should count their losses, not INEC fault. Because there should be time frame for everything in life. So the portal has closed, it has closed. They shouldn't be calling for new registration.
So they should wait for when it is open again, hopefully immediately after the election, and hope that their choice of candidate make it to office, and then they'll have to wait another 4 years.
What were they doing when the portal was
You would have to ask them directly when you see them, Bilele. Well, let's go to another story making the rounds, which is the story concerning the rift between Peter Obi and the current governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo Chukwuma. Now, an Apex Igbo socio-cultural organization, Ohanes and Igbo, has reacted angrily to Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo's diatribe against Mr. Peter Obi, the Labour Party presidential candidate. Soludo had, in a lengthy letter, ruled Obi out of the presidential race, declaring that the Labour Party candidate was merely catching a cruise. However, in a statement made available to journalists by the Secretary General of Ohanes and Igbo Worldwide, Mazi Okechukwu Isiguzo, he described Soludo as a dog in the manger, enrolled to discredit Obi's legacies. Now, the Ohanes scribe said, based on the unjustified development, Ndibo have dragged Governor Soludo to the two famous divinities and deities in Mbise and in Arochukwu for his unreasonable public behavior. They tagged it that way. He also said it was clear that the governor was fighting Peter Obi over his future ambition to be president in 2031. Mazi Okechukwu had said Governor Soludo's action are ridiculous, unreasonable, and premature. There was no locus for the governor's outburst, and the sanctions against Soludo to face Igbo deities will serve as a deterrent to Southeast politicians who have been hired by enemies of Igbo and Nigerians to derail the Igbo presidency in 2023. Those were his exact words. Now, Governor Soludo exposed and indicted himself of treachery when he discredited APGA and Labour Party. This were in addition. Well, you will recall that Governor Soludo within the week had tackled Obi, saying he couldn't win the forthcoming presidential election, while also throwing shades at Obi's claim of making huge savings for Anambra State during his tenure. Soludo also said that government exists to save lives and not to save money. So there you have it. People calling out the governor of Anambra State on what they described as a ridiculous statement, and also a diatribe on their part for a statesman of his caliber, calling out what they feel is their own brother against, their will. What do you make of the rift currently ongoing between the two?
Governor of Anambra has expressed his mind regarding 2023 elections, and you will agree with me that his party has a presidential candidate, which he has declared in full support to his candidate against former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi. In his statement, he made it very clear that Obi cannot get to third in 24 states, which he described his presidency as a roadside presidential race. And I want to believe that the governor of Anambra State has every right to express his view and also to speak concerning issues that are concern 2020 election. People that are calling, insulting him, calling all sorts of names, they are insensitive towards his rights. Because I'm of the opinion that Mr. Obi, as a man, is a gentleman. He has never called for a supporter to be insulting dignitaries. He has never called a supporter to be behaving the way they are behaving on social media. And he has come out to say publicly that those people that are insulting people are not his supporter, because they are really, really reducing his popularity among Nigerians that are really supporting him.
I like the fact that you're bringing us to, Obi's stance when it comes to people who are attacking his person or his, personality, and how he's reacting, and also calling his people to order, the members of the obedient movement. And that brings to mind his response to Chukwuma Soludo as well. I'd like us to take a listen to what he had to say to Professor Soludo after the news broke on what Soludo had to say about Peter Obi. Take a listen to this one.
When you spread your investment, some will go up, some will come down, but overall, the company is still there, the company is still doing well, it's still part of a global chain and everything. I needed to explain it not because I'm defending comment by my brother. My brother is the brother, I remain my brother, we're very close, I remain prayerful for him. For other things which I didn't succeed, God has given him opportunity to do it and succeed. For me, yes. So if there's anything pending, governance, you don't finish. People are still in government in America. So you stop where you stop, other people will continue from there. I don't look back. He's the governor of my state. I'll always, he's my senior brother. He's even more intelligent because he's a professor. I'm a trader. So he knows more. So he will be able to do things better than I'm doing it. You know, I've done my little own as a trader. Now the professor is there. He will do his own as a professor. The schools that didn't roof, he will roof them. That's how government goes.
Well, there you have it. Peter Obi, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, there responding to comments by Professor Chukwuma Soludo, in which he said Peter Obi cannot win the 2023 presidential elections. Peter Obi was responding at the Lagos Business School. He was speaking to alumni of the Lagos Business School. What do you make of his response?
He was emphatic with his response. He made it very clear that as a trader, he has done his part, and having economics in the States, the responsibility lies on him to perform. And frank enough, I want to be honest with you, all these discussions will be not a good presidential candidate, will be this and that. It is a decision of Nigerians. It is Nigerians that will elect him, not all these rhetoric that people are selling in public domain on social media and all that. You see that it will win or not. Nigerians will decide who will be the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But as I know, aside social media,
Governor Soludo's son also responded
that tweet, and it is unverifiable, and nobody is able to verify that tweet emanated from.
Well, at the moment, he has not even come out to refute
so
that. He came out to say, look, Peter Obi remains the best candidate for Nigeria at the moment.
I want to believe
but
that.
As it stands, he has not come out to say.
I want to believe that. I want to believe that, even though in recent time when the NSAS protest was going on, someone was brought to the public view that he was the son of Mr. Peter Obi, and who supported the IPOB. And at the end of the day, it was debunked that guy is not Mr. Obi's son. So I believe for the fact that the said boy has not come out to emphatically say, okay, this is my son, that, okay, I made this statement. Let me just say this.
Why would you choose to hold on to something that is not there over something that is there? I mean, hold on. Let me clarify what I'm saying. You have something, which is what you have right now, which is tangible, which is empirical, the statement on Twitter. You do not have something else that says this might be lies, or this might be fake, this might be wrong. Why do you choose to assume the negative, the otherwise?
I believe that you're a social media user, and you will agree with me that people can use your picture, your face, your profile to create an account to generate or to pass out information that are false.
I agree.
And the reason why I want to believe that statement does not emanate from Professor Charles
Soludo's son, yes.
Because of the fact that he has not come out publicly on there to say, okay, I'm supporting Peter Obi, that his father's statements was
against
wrong,
his father's will.
So I want to believe that these are one of the tricks you see on social media to give support to political candidates as if Charles' son is supporting Peter Obi. Let me say it emphatically. I'm of the opinion that 2023 election will be different from how we have been seeing elections in the time past. Reason being that those people that have not voted in their lifetime want to vote for the first time. People who felt that government have neglected them, they want to elect their leaders. People who felt that government killed youths at the Lepi toll gate. They are coming out to vote to register their anger and all that. And also don't forget that people are also saying that there is high increase in number of youth that have come out to register for PVC. But people do also note that people that are registering for this PVC, you know that we have APC youth, we have PDP youth, we have normal youths that are decided to register for PVCs. And also, let me take you back to 2019. You know, the number of people that registered for PVC, I think about 59% of the Nigerian youth that registered that has PVC in the build up to 2019 election. You would agree with me that the youth wing representative in 2019 was Revolution Movement, which is Take It Back movement. And we have it on record that Mr. Ashore did not score up to 30,000 votes. He only won his polling unit. And majority of the youth that register for PVC, they get PVC for bank issues. Do you understand the point? And I'm of the opinion that election is beyond people registering for PVC. It's about you coming out on the day of election. Would you be able to defy law protocol, rain protocol, sun protocol, intimidation protocol to elect leader of your choice? So these are things we have before us. Even though it is even on record, the last Osun State election, it is on record that from 45 years and above were the people that elected the governor of the state. So the decision, people that have been electing our leaders, they have not been used. But I believe that this time around, as we are seeing on social media,
there will be a different outcome.
As we are seeing on social media, if truly they really want to take their country as they claim, as they agitate on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, and all that, we want to see the number coming up against what we've recorded in time. And also don't forget that third force has never won election in this country. The highest
Top four.
Third force.
Oh, third force.
Third force.
Okay.
So the only third force I think we have seen at the time was the time of Ojukwu, and which he contested. It was 2007, I think. So then he had 390 something thousand votes.
Okay.
And I believe Obi maybe he's going to do better.
So wait. Before you go into your prediction, you in your words. The Labour Party right now is the third force. Now, the first force would be the APC, the ruling party, and the second force being the immediate opposition, the PDP, and the third force being the Peter Obi. And you're saying third force has never had it on record to have won up to a million votes. Yet you agree that this election is going to be an election like no other. Well, David Bilele, I want to say a very big thank you for coming on the show today. It's been wonderful having you talk about issues pertaining to the people. I'd like to know if you have any final word before we leave on this.
Well, all I want to tell, especially the youth, is that the decision to change their country narrative is in their hands. It is beyond social media rants. It is beyond social media discussion. It is beyond, I want to elect my president. Come out on that day to vote the president of your choice to make Nigeria great, like the America always say. Nigeria can be great again. Thank you very much.
David Bilele is a social commentator, public policy analyst, an advocate for social justice and construct. He is one who equally fights for the right of the unjustly imprisoned and the downtrodden. He is a man of many codes. It's always wonderful having him here. Most of all, it's wonderful having you watch us via this channel. We do hope that you subscribe to our channel. Just click on the subscribe link down there, and you can get notifications whenever we have new episodes of We the People published, and you can also follow us on all our social media handles. My name is Marshall Anthony. I would like to hear from you, so leave us a comment. Tell us what you'd like to see us discuss on the program We the People. Remember, it's all about the people. God bless you.